Hello there, fellow NPCs. I'm Scythe, and today we're getting back into Requiem for Innocence. And we are currently following Jacopo as he's learning how to be a lord, which includes learning how to deal with other nobles, as well as learning how to read and write. So, I guess we're going to pick up from there, and we're going to watch him deteriorate as absolute power corrupts absolutely. So yeah, with that said, let's go! It took long enough, but we're finally starting to see some real progress. Who knew negotiation was so much work? You should be proud of your accomplishments, my lord. It is hardly an easy feat to amass that much manpower and resources in only 6 months. Doing better than expected, huh? How's public opinion looking? Reports should be coming in by now, I assume. Some dissatisfaction, but numbers are within expectations. Dissatisfied? With what? I spent every waking moment these past 6 months working my ass off to revitalize the city, and people aren't happy with that? They should be jumping with joy. My lord, you must understand that it is impossible to satisfy everyone. A degree of discontent is to be expected. Even so, I should be blindingly obvious how much better I'm doing than the previous basket of rainbows and kittens. All is forgotten on the gentle ebb and flow of time. Past injustices matter little in the face of the present. It hasn't even been a year. The people do not genuinely care about you, nor will they ever. They may sing your praises one day and forget about you the next. I believe we have been through this before. Surely there's someone out there who gets it. That is wishful thinking, my lord. You could work yourself to your very bones and the people would merely see you as fulfilling your duty. You must not seek their approval. More will be expected of you, and more will you be the subject of undeserved resentment, for the simple reason that you exist in a position of power. Only those in similar positions can understand your hardships. Ultimately, then, you have two choices. Either dedicate yourself in service of your people, or mercilessly exploit them like your predecessor. I won't follow in that bastard's footsteps. I pray your heart remains true, and that you remain a wise and caring lord. Damn it! So what specifically aren't people happy about? The foremost is food shortage. This was anticipated, and all we can do is ask them to persevere. The second comes from the upper class. Go on. They are, quite naturally, displeased about being made to surrender their stockpiles. It would be prudent to offer them remuneration in the near future. They're doing well enough for themselves already. My lord. I know, just letting off some steam. So I get to butter up all the rich men in town. Wonderful. The whole idea was to help the less well off, yet here I am. I understand that you are not pleased about this, my lord, but do remember you have more to fear from a few of the upper class banding together than the entirety of the slums. For they wield a most troublesome weapon, an upper-class upbringing. They know precisely who to tell and what to tell about you to tarnish your reputation in the blink of an eye. And do not placate yourself by thinking the common man will see it through their attempts to undermine you. Even if they did, an unlikely supposition, they could do nothing to counter it. They are powerless. But it was the people at the bottom who pulled most of the weight organizing and executing their revolution. It was an exceptional set of circumstances that allowed the revolution to take place as it did, not the least of which was the Lord's status as unequivocally evil in the eyes of the people. You will not find them all agreeing on anything so readily now. Alright, I get it. The point is, I gotta win over the rich people or my whole operation is going to come to a grinding halt, right? So as much as it rubs me the wrong way, I'll do what I have to do. A wise decision, my lord. Is that the last of the complaints? No, the influx of immigrants has caused an increase in general unrest. Of course it has. I bring them in to help with the restoration efforts and they go and cause their own new sets of problems. It's like I'm chasing my tail here. So long as there are people under your authority, never will you be completely free of strife. You're telling me. So would increasing the guard's presence in the city help keep the peace? Most of those with the training necessary are already deployed, meaning you would need to have new guards trained from the ground up. And, as a general statement, no, a bigger police force in patrolling the area is not gonna make people happy. It's not gonna keep the peace. It means they're just gonna do more shit in the shadows. You will have to mobilize them where they are most needed. In other words, tighten your grip on the slums. So now we gotta take away their freedom. I know you have a personal attachment to the area, my lord, but you must cast that aside. No longer are you the man you once were. The slums should have never been allowed to fall into such lawlessness in the first place. You will merely be restoring it to its proper state. If you truly wish to bring prosperity to this land, you must eventually scale down and then eliminate the slums. But if I get rid of the slums, I'll be getting rid of their home. My lord. I know, I understand what you're getting at, and I understand that everything you're saying is perfectly logical. Can we hold off on that for a bit? A bunch of guys down there formed this peace group to, keep the peace. It'd gladly help out if we could talk to them, I'm sure. We can scale up the patrols, but no stepping on their toes. Got it? I should command, my lord. Hard to believe it's been a whole year. It feels like I only just started yesterday, yet also like I've been doing this forever. You're looking somewhat worse for wear, my lord. Do I? Who am I kidding? You're right. On the other hand, you don't look like you've even lost an hour of sleep this entire year. Goes to show how inexperienced I really am. While it is true that I have been in this position for many years, I also do not bear nearly as much responsibility as you. I merely stand in the background and offer you small pieces of advice. All the while, you face the crowds directly, negotiate with counts, make dozens of difficult decisions. If there is one thing I have learned in all my years, it is that I could never begin to imagine the weight a ruler must carry. Never mind one who has never raised to take the throne and thrust himself into the labyrinth of politics and high society. It would be a great surprise if the trials had not taken their toll. That reminds me. Barney was the lord for a full decade before we took him out, wasn't he? And as I recall, he wasn't as much of a despot early on. If just 1 year has taken this much out of me, how much longer before I am no longer able to act like a reasonable human being? No, don't think like that, Jacopo. Actually, forget it. What matters is that we seem to be doing a good job minimizing discontent. Indeed, you have successfully made it through the first year. The city is decidedly more presentable than it was when you took the throne. There are precious few who could replicate your accomplishments in such a short time, my lord. You would do well to take pride in your work. Pushing to do everything so quickly has taken its toll. The people are worn thin, slaves are dying by the droves. I still have ways to go before there's anything I can be proud of. Slaves are the tools of progress, my lord. Tools do not last forever and must be replaced regularly. And you can't build a house with your bare hands, I get it. You'll learn quickly. Not even a year ago, I would have been up in arms about the number of slaves dying. But now they're just numbers to me. Apparently my worldview has changed quite a bit. It is about time we started considering our next step. Meaning? Meaning your efforts thus so far have merely been toward repairing the damage caused by your predecessor. You make it sound like all this has just been a warm-up. My apologies. I did not mean to discount your great efforts, my lord. I was simply speaking of the grander scheme. Yeah, I get that. You want to settle on a direction for how to grow the city, right? Indeed. The status quo is vastly inadequate for bringing prosperity to this land, and there is no saying when the surrounding territories may cease being so friendly, and set their eyes upon conquering us. But of course, you cannot keep your eyes trained outward in fear of attack and allow the land to devour itself from inside either. So what you're saying is, it's a balancing act. Precisely. So, what kind of advancements do I want to pursue? There is something that's been on my mind. This land is ill-suited to growing crops. When I lived down in the slums, I had no perspective and figured that what we produced here was no different than anywhere else. But now I know better. The grapes used for our wine are miserable compared to what have been served elsewhere, as is nearly everything else we grow. I can only assume the land itself is to blame. Your wine from the south is indeed exceptional. You quite nearly gave me a heart attack when you left from your chair in the middle of a meeting, shouting, "This is nothing like the wine from home." Enough. That never happened. It was my first time tasting anything like it, alright? Anyone would have had the same reaction. You have grown much, but nevertheless you are still quite green. God, I really need to watch myself around this man. In any case, it would be the ideal if we could begin producing higher quality grapes. Not necessarily to compete with the south, but enough to be serviceable. Efforts to improve our farmlands are underway, although it could take some time before we see the progress. Have you any propositions, my lord? Actually, I was thinking it might be best to cut back on agriculture. Do elaborate. What if we were to build the city up into a trade hub of sorts? Meaning you wish to open our gates to our neighbors? Exactly. One thing this city has going for it is its wealth of artisans. But for years we've only ever exported our goods. I want to bring people here to purchase. We reduce taxes for merchants and give them special privileges. Set tariffs and border taxes lower than they are in the capital. And business will naturally find its way here. This land may be less than optimal for farming, but it's more than adequate for trade. We're in a convenient location to serve as a hub for the surrounding realms. Rather than close our borders and wall ourselves off entirely, opening up and making ourselves of value to the neighbors is far more likely to dissuade a potential invasion. We're all pieces on one another's board, isn't that right? Who says that can't apply to the entire city? The best way to expand without stepping on anyone's toes is to do so in a way that benefits them as well as us. What do you think? A rather aggressive strategy you propose, my lord. If I may be so bold, there will be many obstacles to this plan's success. You will need to arrange meetings with the head of each realm you intend to invite, the order and timing of which will be crucial to its success. Furthermore, the influx of outsiders will be a source of much tension among your people. So you think I'm aiming too high? You are indeed aiming exceedingly high. Your obstacles will be numerous and precipitous. Nonetheless, obstacles can be overcome. Your exhaustion is nothing compared to the weariness that awaits you down this path. Do be well aware of this, my lord. You're damn right I am. If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go all in. The Lord's Manor sat atop a tall hill. Gazing out, the city stretched before me. Countless columns of smoke rising from the buildings, the people scurrying about like so many ants. From up here, I had a perfect view of this bustle of the city. But I was too far away to feel the life breathing through it. To think I used to be one of those tiny little specks. Thousands of people lived there. They had families, jobs, friends, hobbies. But as much as I was cognizant of that fact, I no longer grasped it on anything more than a conceptual level. It was incredible just how much my view of the world had changed in merely a year's time. I'm going to go out into the world, I said. I thought that clawing my way to the top of the ladder would let me see it. Would let me experience it. That with power, I could have the whole world at my fingertips. But reality wasn't so simple. This sure isn't what I was looking for. Hell, I feel like the chains just got tighter around my neck. There's no way to truly grasp the view from this height without climbing up and seeing it for yourself. And that was exactly where I was a year ago, blind to the reality of life in the upper echelons. Fantasizing about a world that didn't exist. Unlike the me of the past, I did have the satisfaction of feeling like I was accomplishing big things. But was that really worth cutting myself off from all my friends? Did those achievements really justify a bloody revolution? Or, I suppose I should ask, was this work valuable enough to me to justify it all? Reminiscing about days long gone wasn't going to help anything, and, in fact, it only served to cause me pain. I couldn't return to that time. This was where my quest for power had brought me, and now I had to live out my days as lord of this land. Telling myself, day after day, that it was far better than being a powerless slum rat. God, I have been so busy these past few weeks. My eyes are... One day, I'll show you the world. Do you ever get tired of saying that? You gotta think big, dream. The world's changing all around us. A life just fighting to make it day by day is hardly a life at all. I don't want to spend the rest of my days confined to this tiny little corner of the world. Well, try not to let your dreams grow so big they crush you. I'm sure I'll be fine. I'll just have you sing for me if it ever gets to be overwhelming. Why would I be there? Why wouldn't you? It's hard to show you the world if I don't bring you with me. Then when you still won't know where you want to go. So I'll bring you with me. We can find a place for you together. Pretty good deal, huh? I don't need to see the world. All I want is... Dozed off for a second there. It feels like those days were an eternity ago. I don't need to see the world. All you want is what, Morgana? What were you trying to tell me? Man, who the fuck is Paul? It feels like a whole different place here now. Okay. You think? Looks like the same old nasty dump it's always been. He's talking about the whole city, adult. Exactly. Things are on the up and up in the city proper, but we ain't seen a scrap of it down here. Heck's up with that. All the new shops spilling out past the city border. The highways into town turned into a full-blown bazaar. Sounds nice. Is there anything in the damned head of yours? We're saying how come we are still living like rats if they got enough spare coin to build all that market space? You know, with all these damn immigrants coming in, the slums are even bigger shithole than before. You know, I never thought much of it till then now, but you're right. The guy's been a lot busier lately with all the drifters. And Jacopo, Lord Barney, he ain't showed his mug down here even once since he took over. I mean, I get that the Bloody Lord can't spend all day hanging out in the slums, but he could at least visit. Instead, he's spending all his time buddying up with the rich folks. And we used to be such good friends too. Wonder if he's planning to just not bother with us at all. I hope not, but that's sure what it's looking like. I think it'll at least throw us a bone rather than letting the merchants and upper class take coin baths in his coffers. Coin baths in his coffers. Have no idea what that means. I mean, I get the general idea, but yeah. I guess when he became one of them, he became just like him, too. Feels like we're in the exact same place we were a year ago. It's no different than old Barney. Yeah, Cannibal and Jacopo. Same, samma skrot och korn, as we say in Swedish. The same skrot, trash, and korn, rubble, or yeah, something like that. Trash and grain. Same trash and grain. Psst, psst. God, oh, it's you. So, you find anything? Yep, I gotta prove you was looking for. But if you'd be so kind to be near, give me a job like this again. I'd be hanging thrice over if the nobles found out I was sniffing around in their business. Oh, quit being such a bitch. You didn't steal nothing and kill anyone, you're fine. A man's secrets can sometimes be worth more than his life. But on to business. Your suspicions were correct. Well, fuck me sideways. Here's your pay. Take it and piss off. I was doing business. Hey, hold up now. I risked my neck to get that for you. And this is all I get in return? Got a problem with that, you little bitch? No, sir. Don't you worry. You'll get your fair due shortly. So, what was it what information was he seeking out? These construction costs are really starting to pile up. Can we put the manor repairs off until we're taking care of more pressing matters? Like, using the money to help the poor? The Lord and his residents are the face of his land. If you wish for the city to continue thriving upon the fruits of your relationship with the surrounding realms, you must maintain a minimum level of respectability, my lord. Merchants in particular are merciless judges of appearance. Of this you can be certain. No respectable merchant will do business on equal terms with a city whose lord refuses to take care of his own home. I get that, but still, it's so much money. These are necessary expenses. To acquire the resources required to aid the lower class, we must increase the rate of production. Efforts must begin at the top and gradually work down. You must not be in such great rush, my lord. The work you are performing is on a much larger, longer scale than perhaps that of which you are accustomed. You have a point. And then let the construction continue. I'm definitely coming to see just how crucial a bit of embellishment can be to surviving in high society. Every engagement is like throwing myself into a lion's den, everyone surrounding me, measuring me up. They question my pedigree, some with their eyes, some with their mouths. Some even attempt to dig up dirt on me in order to tilt the scales in their favor. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And there was that one time when I was straight up shouted at, right to my face. You're no more damn noble than any of those other rats whose nest you crawled out of, if I recall. Not that he was wrong. It took the throne by force. It's only natural that people are going to have their suspicions. That he came from the slums is just the icing on the cake. I'm damn lucky if condensation is the worst treatment I get on a first encounter. And then there are the distant relatives Barney let slip through the crack slithering back up to assert their rights to the land. There are a lot more people out there to get me than I first anticipated. Do remain strong, my lord. I will always be strong. If I so much as let these wolves smell weakness, they'll pounce all over me. Like hell I'm going to let that happen. I won't have time to work on helping the poor if I have to spend my days fending off packs of bloodthirsty nobles. I must always appear strong, under any circumstances. I, of all people, should know just how easily a lord can be dethroned. And I'll be next if I leave even the slightest opening. Ayo! We didn't need to see that again, but yeah, that is a good reminder. I have to do whatever it takes to make sure that's not my future. No, everyone's just gonna die of plague instead. Perhaps you should get some rest, my lord. Excuse me? Are you insane? I have to review the construction budget so that... Allow me to handle that. I will get you something to drink. Perhaps a glass of the southern wine you are so fond of. It is quite sweet, perfect for alleviating build-up fatigue. I am not fatigued. Come now, please take this request from an overly concerned consul, my lord. Fine, you win. It's hard to believe it's only been a year and a half. I feel like we go way back. Oh, we do see each other every day after all. I'm starting to crave some variety, to be honest. I never found a good opportunity to ask you this, but... Yes? Do you have any family? Because if you do, you're more than welcome to have them live here. I appreciate your concern, my lord, but they have all passed away. All of them? Indeed. My entire family was eradicated at the previous lord's order. Meaning that you are possibly a Barney yourself. Once, and only once, I offered him my humble opinion. So infuriated was he by my insolence that he had my family murdered. Ah, right. He might do that, yes. I would have much preferred myself killed in their stead. But he was a man who reveled in others' suffering. And you just kept on serving him? That is correct. I acted as his loyal servant, too afraid to speak up again. Acted? Recall what I said when we first met. I was sitting in wait for the perfect opportunity. Now you understand why. Well, damn. And if I may come clean about that time, I had every intention of disposing of the revolution's puppet master. Never once did I trust Ginevra. Her foolish motives were plain as day. Her. As the new lord's mother, she planned to control her planted usurper from the shadows, acting as the effective governor of the land. Having no family left myself, the city and its people are like my children. So I refused to stand by her and allow her to turn them into tools to satisfy her own avarice. The land would hardly survive a tyrant sweeping in to replace a tyrant. But she was removed from the board by the former lord before she had a chance to see her aspirations to fruition. Knowing she was no longer a danger, I decided I would wait and see how the successor fared before taking any further action, to determine if he were sufficient to serve as lord of this land. And I guess I passed, huh? Are you not upset, my lord? Nothing to be upset about. You never hid the fact that you acted in your own interests. That if a piece had no value to you, you discarded it. And I always knew there was more than what you were telling me. I'll just say, I'm relieved to still be standing here. Oh, if only you knew how close you were to falling on the other side of that line. Am I really that on edge, after all the work I put into this? While you do have a rare aptitude on strength of spirit, you're still much too easily swayed by your emotions. Okay, so apparently I would have died, because I was thinking, hey, we can cut down on some of the restoration money and give the slums, like, something, one big thing that they can use to see that we're actually doing something. Like a public scene where they can put up shows or whatever, something to show that that Jacopo still cares. Something. Ergo, I shall continue to instruct you until you are able to fully satisfy my expectations. 'Tis rather curious, so oft do we speak, so great our time together. I have come to think of you as my second son. Don't go at all mushy on me, old man. We're not friends and we're not family. I'm a pawn on your board and you're a pawn on mine. Strictly business. My apologies. I never said a word. Right. Never happened. Moving right along. You just keep doing what you do best. At your service, my lord. Out of curiosity, do we have any free hands around capable of riding a horse? For what purpose? There's someone I want found. Whoever it may be you wish to find, my lord, I am obliged to remind you that... You don't even have to finish that, I know. I'm supposed to leave the past in the past. Let us see then. Your men have their hands rather full at present, though we can perhaps arrange for one of them to be reassigned. Are you sure? This is a small request, and not once in your entire tenure have you requested to use your men for personal matters. I believe we can spare a hand or two on such rare occasions. Much appreciated. Shall I arrange for them to set off immediately? Please. I'm looking for a girl. If she's alive, she'll look around 13 or 14. She has unusual markings on her face. Markings akin to burn scars. Barney was imprisoned her in this manner. He used her as a prop for his banquets, cutting her from head to toe. My guess is that the patches on her face are a result of Barney's abuse. Indeed, I know the girl. I presume she had not survived a slave revolt. I take it you two care deeply about this girl, my lord. Then allow me to offer my sincerest apologies in his stead. No need to apologize. Will you help me find her, Odilon? I will oversee the search operation personally to the best of my ability, my lord. I pray the girl is still alive. As do I, unlikely as it may be. I'm just chasing after a sliver of a dream that shattered long ago. That said, if you do find her alive, bring her here without telling her it's the Lord's order. She'll likely assume it's the old Barneys who's after her if you say anything. And if she happens to have found a new home where she's happy, just leave her be. Understood. Time drifted slowly onward. As I had anticipated, there was no news regarding her whereabouts. But new shops and stalls continued opening in the city, with incoming a steady flow of travelers and passing merchants. And as traffic through the city increased, so did the number of people seeking an audience with me. I was getting busier by the day. My plans to attract merchants and artisans from the capital had worked, and every one of them seemed to have a bigger, more ambitious proposition than the last. My days became a cycle of meetings, reviewing propositions, balancing the budget, and deciding whether to proceed or postpone. And amidst all that tumult, my thoughts drifted ever further from the poorest of my people. And this is the last of the day's meetings. There's no end in sight to this. This is a good thing, my lord. It means you have succeeded in drawing traffic to the city. I guess, but still. I need to go back and review all these proposals, so... Lord Barney, a moment. I don't have a moment to spare. A townsperson requests an audience with the lord. You have been instructed to deny entry to commoners. I tried, but he refuses to leave the gate. Hold on. What's this man's name? Sir, he calls himself Gracia. Oh shit, is it really him? Let him in by all means. My lord, you mustn't give anyone special treatment. Gracia's not just anyone. We've been there to hell and back together. He wouldn't be here if it wasn't important. I should hear what he has to say. No, my lord, you cannot. Your past is... He's a good friend, I'm not sending him away. That's not even on the table. Friend or not, you mustn't give him an audience. You are the lord now, and he a mere peasant. You cannot be certain he will hold himself with proper decorum. I don't appreciate what you're implying about my friend, old man. He's no goddamn brute. He kind of is, though. But if that is the worries you have, then arrange to meet in a part of the dungeon, sort of, where only you two get to see each other, no one else. So you're not up in the upper tower castle, all publicly and stuff. I imply nothing, my lord. Keep your counsel to topics you actually know something about. I'm not going to stand by and listen to anyone insult my friends, not even you. My lord, must I remind you yet again to keep your temper in check? That's enough out of you. I'm done, and not another word on this subject. My lord. Hey, God, open the gate. Yes, sir. Sup, Jacopo, it's been ages. It feels like forever. How have you been doing? Never been better. How about you, kid? Show proper respect to your lord, peasant. You ought to refer to him as Lord Barney, not any false names he may have responded to while in hiding. Seriously? You ain't gonna let him kick back even for a buddy? Enough, Odilon. He can call me by my old name. But my lord, I said I've heard enough from you. Well, look at you, taking charge in Birkenwood is all important like. You're like a whole new man, my lord. Please, you can use my name. I'm dead serious, though. Hard to believe it ain't even been 2 years. You seriously look like a whole new man. You think so? I don't feel like I've changed all that much myself. Dude, you've been spending this entire video talking about how much your worldview has changed. I don't know. Yes, thou. What's the word? Emanate lordliness now. Guess I don't take long in the noble's den to turn into one of them, no matter how far down the chain you come from. Now look at this room. Look at all the fancy fucking furnishings. None of this is old Barney stuff, is it? Nope. With all the meetings I've been having, I needed to make sure I had a room that was nice and presentable. Well, that's one way to put it. Hey, don't think I'm just throwing around money for the fun of it. If I want any pull in negotiations, I need to look like I have... No need to explain yourself, kid. I totally get it. I ain't easy dealing with a bunch of richer folks with sticks up their asses. Yeah, I appreciate it. Anyway, what brings you here today? Whoa, bud. Do I need a reason to visit a friend? Get a guy I want to hang out with and catch up. Come on. I never said that. I'm just extremely busy at the moment. I don't have much time to spare for anyone. Come on, don't be such a tight ass. That's exactly why I'm here. To make sure you don't get your stick up there so deep it punctures your brain. Gotta let loose sometimes. I suppose. Thank you for your concern. So let's get sloshed, that's like the old days. I even brought the booze. I wish I could, but I don't have the time. You'll drink with merchants and rich nuts, but not me. That stings, kid, right in the gut. I see you're as pushy as ever. Alright, fine. One drink, in the back room. Haha, now that's what I'm talking about. My lord. It'll be fine over the lawn. We go back years. There's nothing wrong with a couple of friends sharing drinks after hours. If you insist, my lord, but the peasant must leave his blade behind. I will not, under any circumstances, allow you to be alone with an armed slum dweller. Jeez, everyone's need to loosen up, huh? You seriously think I'm gonna put a sword on an old pal? Humor me. Whatever. Fine, you win, old-timer. Happy now? Yes. Sorry about that, Gracia. Odinon's always on edge. It's nothing personal. Nah, it's cool. Can't say I blame him. Now let's go get trashed. I brought a little something from the pub that we used to haunt. But that is something we're going to be talking about, we're going to look at in the next video. Yeah, so we're going to see just how much Gracia disapproves of Jacopo's new position in life, as it were. And since he was talking to someone else who was spying on him, he's probably going to say something he doesn't want to hear. At which point, is Jacopo going to get rid of him for good, in a friendly or unfriendly way? We will see, we will see. Either way, thank you guys for watching. And an extra thank you to all the members of this channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.